Your inspirational astrology horoscope for Thursday, November 6th, 2014. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. My November 2014 webinar, Wake Up Call, is now available for download. This visual presentation that goes into the whole entire month is a horoscope like you have never seen it before. To download now, check it out at inclusiveastrology.com. But before we take a look at all the planets, let's take a look at the Leo King planet energy meter to get a bead on where all the energy is and how it's really affecting us. Today is the full moon in Taurus. So I'm going to put it at the extreme. The reason why I'm putting the energy as extreme is it's a full moon, and this one is in fixed signs, and it's with a lot of energy. Taurus, Scorpio, very fixed and very different energies, you know. One thing about Taurus is it wants to feel the greatest, and it's about your tools and your worth. I've always looked at Taurus as the tool bag. You know, this is where you know you're good at something. This is where you pull up your worth. This is where, you know your great manifesting skill. Scorpio is where, well, I think it's completely opposite. I think it's where we learn to surrender. It's where we learn to receive. It's where we make the commitment and then we bring the tools later. But it's not about the tools. It's about whether or not we trust, whether or not we're ready to commit, whether or not we're emotionally even desiring or wanting of things. So this is a big opposition. But on the other hand, this is Scorpio with Venus, Saturn, the Sun. This is a lot of energy that's not the easiest to deal with. Venus in a detriment, not in its best position, and it's opposing the full moon, which is ruled. This full moon is ruled by Venus. So Venus is like wanting to go home, but Venus is like down in the dungeon, I'm calling it. And there's that Taurus moon wanting to feel great, secure. But I think this is about reminding ourselves of the tools we need to go face the things that we're dealing with in our life, to face the deeper issues, to face what we're exposing. This is new territory we are in Scorpio, and it could be freaky. It could be crazy. But this full moon, I think, brings the light to what you need. It's kind of like a crazy horror movie and the tools you need to get out of the horror movie, like the flashlight or the axe or, you know, whatever. It's like the universe reminds us of what we have. And with Jupiter, which is starting to square everything in Leo, this could become a little difficult as there's us wanting pure happiness and pure light and love in the biggest way possible. Yet there's this big battle going on in space between dealing with our darkest aspects and how can we hold on to that lighter aspect of it all at the same time and not let it go and feel secure in this all. It becomes a battle in the middle of a Pluto-Uranus square, which is starting to build a psychological, intense, deep, you know, courage finder. So this is a lot of energy to deal with. And it can become extreme. And that full moon is pulling on all that Scorpio stuff. The fixed stars of Taurus and Scorpio too. And this very fixed position. And that full moon is literally pulling on the depths, pulling on that Scorpion energy. It's like, it's a lot to deal with. And on the other hand, there's that Scorpio energy pulling on the moon to be like, ha ha ha, no, come back down here. You know, there's stuff down here to deal with. Deep. And there is this Chiron-Neptune energy that is in Pisces that is basically stopping. So the veil's really thin. The sensitivities are being exposed. You know, there's an escape pod that sometimes is wanted, especially as that is making, Chiron's making a positive aspect to the full moon. It could feel like, gosh, where's the escape button to something? You know, boop. But you know what? It's a lot. But it can be so powerful to remind you of your manifesting skills, remind you of your awesome tools, remember of your swag. I think that this is where we got to find our swag. Scorpio can kind of strip us bare of like, you are this and you didn't, you know, it's the detective and it's every little thing. Taurus is just like, oh God, I'm awesome and I'm amazing and let's not even go into that crap. You know, it's like we don't want to deal with crap right now. But this is forcing us to take the trash out. It's starting to get smelly. And sometimes you have to go into that place and deal with it. And I just think overall everybody will make it through. This is, you know, a very intense time. And this is a shift point from the eclipse, so it's highlighting everything that's been going on in the 2 weeks in your life. And I'm going to take that and give you the tools to go to the next couple weeks when we come in the middle of the craziness. We got Mars and Pluto coming close, this deep, internal, passionate, angry, it just is pulling up in every direction. And if you watch my webinar, you'll see why I describe this as the wake-up call. The card of the full moon is the Knight of Pentacles upright. Sitting, being patient. This is definitely a full moon to be patient. That it's going to take a little bit of time. You're going to have to remember your tool sets. You're going to remember your manifesting skills. And sometimes we need to sit on things to see that the universe is having us sit on things to get rid of and clear our deepest, darkest stuff. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com, or you know what, check my Facebook. I still don't know if I'm going to be doing, as of tonight, as I'm recording this, my spiritual house sessions, but if I do, it'll be all over my Facebook. So if you haven't followed me on Facebook either, follow me, David Lawrence Palmer. It's pretty easy to find, and you know what, check for updates there. I update constantly. Thanks so much, and I will see you for the weekend forecast tomorrow.